fantastic Thanksgiving weekend and that you are all rested and ready to tackle some holiday projects because the time starts ticking now. Am I right? We've got to figure out what we're making for holiday gifts, who we're making what for whom. It's crazy. So I'm going to be giving you a lot of gift ideas in the coming weeks, and today is no exception. I'm actually going to show off our Sulky handmade holiday gift guide as well, so you can get a, inside look at our gift guide, and hopefully that inspires you to start making your list of what you're going to make in the coming weeks as we get closer and closer to the holidays. Also, I'm super excited to discuss with you that it is Mystery Box Day. That's right. Our mystery box is ready for purchasing at sulky.com. If you're part of our email list and you get our newsletters and all of that great stuff, and you get notified of all of our sales, then you know that we launched our mystery box yesterday for our fantastic Cyber Monday deal. And these mystery boxes are going fast as usual. They're telling me we have very few still available, but your mystery box can be yours for the price of $49.99. And it comes with more than $69 in full-size products. And the theme of this year's mystery box is self-care. So what does that mean? Self-care, when I think of self-care, it's literally taking care of myself, finding some calm in the hectic world, and, just taking some time out to check in with myself and all of that good stuff. So whether that means heading to the spa, getting my nails done, even just going and having a haircut, or sitting down at my sewing machine. Sewing is a form of self-care in itself. Because, we're finding our zen at the sewing machine. We are connecting with our roots, maybe connecting with, people who came before us that maybe handed down their sewing machine to us, and what have you. So it's also, a way that we take care of others by making them our fabulous handmade goods. And, that's a form of self-care too, giving, right? So at any rate, the theme of this year's mystery box is self-care. And not only will you find all of these great products inside, but we are also giving you a couple of patterns and even a machine embroidery in the hoop project that you can use with the items in your box. So if you open your box and you think, oh man, what am I going to make with all of this? We have included a postcard inside that has a website on it. You go to that website and you will find all kinds of creative inspiration for the items in your box. So you can either make one of the 3 patterns / in the hoop projects included with your box, or you can branch out, get some inspiration from the Sulky blog or some past patterns and projects that we've published, and you can use your box however you see fit. There's loads of threads inside the box. There's sulky stabilizers. There's fabrics in this box. There's so much in the box. We're calling it actually our mega mystery box because there's more in it than has ever been in a mystery box thus far. So I wanted to share some sneak peeks, but I don't want to give too much away because part of the fun of this mystery box is that it is a mystery. So you don't know what you're going to get when it arrives, and you have the fun and surprise of opening it to see what you've gifted yourself. But I'll give you a little bit of hints. One of the projects that is, just a project idea, whether you want to make it or something else, but one of the projects really fits with the self-care theme. It's made with some luxurious high-end fabrics that sometimes can be a little bit challenging to sew, but you'll find with the pattern that's included that there are lots of tips for how to manage the fabric and how to sew it with ease. Hint, hint, using stabilizers. But there's also a plush fabric inside, which I love working with plush fabrics for the holidays. Things like blankets and cozy little stuffies and things of this nature. But plush fabrics can be a little bit challenging at the sewing machine. They can also kind of shed on you a little bit as well after they're cut. So open this one with caution, but I guarantee you're going to love the feel and look of it. It looks high end. It looks and feels expensive. And you can sew this with your sewing machine with our tips and tricks as your guide. So here's just a little sneak peek of that fabric. I know, that's all you're going to get. Okay, I'll show you another one of the fabrics too. Okay. I know. I'm trying to not ruin the mystery for you all. So I think you'll have fun creating these projects. And again, you don't have to create these projects. You can open your mystery box, stock your sewing room with the goodies inside, and we have a lot more links and patterns and projects you can create. So don't lose that little postcard that is inside, because it'll give you all the information that you need to not only grab up your patterns that you'll get after purchasing, but also other ways of using the items in your box. While you're looking for that postcard inside of the mystery box, be sure to look for a golden ticket as well. That's right. So 5 boxes are going to contain a Sulky golden ticket worth $50 at sulky.com. So you don't want to lose that if you happen to be one of the lucky 5 people to receive a golden ticket. Very exciting. So get those while you can. They're only available while supplies last. Once they're gone, they're gone. And super, super fun to treat yourself for the holidays. So as I mentioned, we have this really great Handmade Holidays gift guide. And I wanted to show you a little bit of it on today's So What. And you can also click right on over to it and spend a little bit more time with it, because all of the pages within the gift guide have all these live links for things you can click on over, get free patterns, add them to your cart, shop different designs, shop different thread assortments, and you can easily navigate through the gift guide by going to the direct link. Because what I'm going to show you here, I'm just going to share my screen, which you then would not be able, obviously to click on any of these links. But this is the first page of the Handmade Holidays gift guide. So it's full of holiday decor ideas. Some projects that you've been seeing me create here on So What are featured with handy links that pop out at you that you can click on any of the images, and they'll take you right on over to all of the tutorials. So you can see as we go through, there's a little bit of a table of contents for pre-holiday makes for a festive home. So these are things that you can create ahead of time to add to your holiday decor. So beautiful table runners, things like this. Here's a really cute advent calendar, which we're getting really, really close to December 1st. So you'll want to get started on that. But other designs, other projects you can create with these really cute designs. We have this design collection, which is our Holiday Cheer collection. This is available for handwork or for machine embroidery. And our Holiday Cheer Advent Calendar is a free pattern at sulky.com. So again, if you go on over to the link I provided in the description of today's post to view our Handmade Holidays lookbook, you can easily navigate through this and click on all these things and grab up, any of the items that you see. And here where it says watch how it's done, that takes you to a little video of how to transfer these hand embroidery designs if you choose to do the handwork version. Or again, it's also available as a machine embroidery palette. Here is a beautiful wreath that you can create. This is a little bit more of a crafty project, but all of these snowflakes are done as freestanding lace. So the freestanding lace is created using Polylite in the bobbin, Polydeco in the needle, and you can also sub out some of the thread changes with Poly Sparkle to add some sparkly snowflakes to your crafty wreath. And this wreath actually was spray painted white as well. So it's just a basic wreath that you can grab at the hobby or craft store, and then jazzed up with these really pretty freestanding lace snowflakes. So again, you can click on all of these, get the how-tos, grab up some Poly Sparkle, make sure you have Fabri-Solvi on hand, and you'll be on your way to creating some decor that is not only great for the holidays, but I love a project like this because you can still leave it hanging throughout the entire winter season. Since it's just snowflakes, it's not really holiday specific. It's more just about wintry, your winter wonderland wreath. And here are some things for celebrating your Christmas tree. So this Christmas or tree wall hanging is what's hanging behind me. So the link to go on over to the blog and find this pattern is right within this lookbook. And then a couple of really cute ornament ideas. If you need something to do with little kids while they're off of school for Christmas break, making these cute little Santa ornaments out of thread and some felty, it's such a great idea. And we, of course, have our new holiday assortment of felty, which includes 12 sheets of felty in those great holiday colors, the reds, the greens. You'll also get black and white. So that would be perfect for creating a number of these cute little Santa ornaments. And then you just need some 12-weight thread to create his little beard and some pom-poms for the nose and the hat. And you have yourself a great little crafty project that you can create with little ones or just with a group of your friends. I mean, why not? And then we have our little mini stocking ornaments that I made as Advent stockings. And you could also make these as Advent stockings, or you could make these to house your silverware at your holiday table and put one at each person's place setting. Here are some great projects for some Hanukkah towels. You could use any design of your choice and decorate some flour sack towels, add some little trim, jazz these up however you like. They make great hostess gifts. Or you can wrap these up with a cute little spatula and whisk, and it makes a really cute, great personalized gift idea. Here are some ideas for setting the table. This is our Owl Be Home for Christmas. Owl is Calm Table Runner, which I demoed here on So What a few weeks ago. And these are live links for grabbing up the machine embroidery collection or grabbing up a little embroider buddy. I love the owl. He's so cute. You can embroider his little belly really quickly and easily. Simply by unzipping him and removing the stuffing. And the embroider buddies are specifically made for machine embroidery, so they make great gifts. You can add any kind of design, especially if you have a new baby that is joining your family for his or her first Christmas. It's really, really cute to put their name and maybe the year on it. And it just makes a really, really great personalized gift for a new baby. Underneath the tree, of course, we need some gift tags to go on everything. And here are our machine embroidery in the hoop gift tags, as well as our cross stitch gift tag blanks. You have heard me talk about these for the past month because of our free webcast on these beauties, but this is just a page that showcases all of them, and I just could not love this project any more than I do. And then we have our holiday coasters. These are also made in the hoop of your embroidery machine. And this part of the lookbook is really fun because it sections out different projects you can make for different people on your list. So if you've got a foodie in your family or a teacher or a tween, we've kind of given you some ideas here to inspire your makes for those particular people. So for the little ones, we've got some pillows, some embroidered hoodie towels, which are so cute for the little ones. Just some ideas to get those creative juices flowing. For the tweens, we've got our boba tea stuffy and our boba tea zipper pouch, as well as a cute backpack design. Of course, our New Year's Eve charms and some scrunchies and little stocking stuffers. For the teens, we've got a t-shirt, a stuff bag, a belt bag or fanny pack, as some people like to call them. And then personalizing some existing clothing is a really great idea, really great gift for teens, for college kids coming home, things like that. And for the foodies, aprons are always great gifts. And we've got a link on here for how to create aprons for all ages and sizes. We also have our Cold Days Need Hot Cocoa free pattern at sulky.com. And our Hanukkah not placemats, our Hanukkah pot holders that come with this applique design as well. For the sports fans, we've got our football runner. This is a Cluck Cluck Sew pattern, but our blog post that's featured on this page gives you a lot of different quilting tips. And also tips for taking a whole quilt pattern and downsizing it for something like a table runner, something that's a little bit more manageable for you to complete in time for holiday gifting. We also have our embroidered golf towel. That is great for somebody who likes to golf or do pickleball or even play tennis. These towel blanks are really easy to personalize for anybody on your list. And then we have our stadium seat cushion project as well. For the travelers, we have so many ideas for the travelers. Bag identifiers. We've got our tech tote that opens up flat and houses a tablet. We have a infinity scarf, which is such a great traveling staple. You can use it for any time of year, really. Scarves are so great to have on the plane to, keep you warm and wear in a variety of ways. And then we have our mystery quilt this year, which was our compass quilt. This is a beautiful project to make for somebody who loves to travel. And you can hang it up. You can isolate these blocks as well and make all kinds of different creations, from table toppers to table runners to placemats, you name it. And for the teachers, we have some great ideas too. A couple of free patterns at sulky.com, as well as tote bag blanks. These are really easy to personalize with your embroidery machine. And then our In the Hoop notebooks. You can watch how this is done in one of our embroidery sewing sessions with designs by Juju. For the furry friends, we can't leave our puppies and kitties out, right? We've got to make something for them for the holidays. So you can get the how-tos for creating an applique pillowcase, for using some of our great pet designs that feature filaine thread for faux fur effects, some little treat pouches, and of course, a mini stocking for your furry friend. And for the sewists, whether you make this for yourself or make it for somebody that's in your sewing guild or your sewing buddy, these make great gifts as well. We've got our supply roll-up, our zip pouch, our Deanie pouch, and then, of course, rope baskets. We really talked about that a lot last week when we made our rope basket tray. We still have some rope basket kits available, which make it really, really easy to have everything that you need to create a customized embroidered rope basket, or you can leave the embroidery out and make a really cool rope tray embellished with some faux leather and some hardware. So that is a look at our gift guide at a glance. And as I mentioned, I linked directly to the gift guide in the description of today's post. So you can click on that link. It'll take you to exactly what you just saw, but all of those pictures will be live links so that you can grab up patterns, add things to your cart, get the free projects, get the blog posts, watch the videos. You get the idea. So it's a really great resource as we head into, making great things for holiday gifting. All right, so one other thing I wanted to show off today is our project that I am teaching during our Craftours London trip. I'm actually doing 2 sewing workshops during the trip, but I wanted to show off one of them so that you can get kind of a sneak peek into what we do on our Craftours trip. And, it's somewhat limiting because we don't have sewing machines. We can't bring sewing machines across the pond for everybody to use. So I generally do a handwork project. So this year I've got 2 different handwork projects, but the first one is this London tea towel. So I thought it would be kind of fun. We're going to an afternoon tea together, so let's do a tea towel, and then let's put a pretty London design on it so that we can commemorate our travels and have something to come home with and say, I made this while I was in London, and now I have a keepsake for my trip. So every single person gets a full kit that includes everything that they need to create this project. So they don't need to bring needles or scissors or anything with them, so that, they can bring home their towel and they'll have room for it in their suitcase. I also like to pick something that's relatively small or compact, so that they can fit it in their suitcase and it doesn't become a burden, this project. So I thought this tea towel was a great idea. And I was inspired by those pillows and towels, and it's even printed on mugs and coasters and things, where they take a city or a country or a university and they, pepper it, the motif or the design is peppered with all of these iconic motifs from that place. So I was kind of inspired by that at first, but I wanted to make this a little bit more manageable, so that we could use 2 spools of thread, 2 iron-on transfer pens, and make our kit a little bit more compact and also make it a little simpler so we could actually finish it together over the course of a couple of hours. So the London tea towel was born, and in everybody's kit, they are getting 2 iron-on transfer pens, a red one and a blue one. They are getting this London design already printed onto a cardstock in the reverse. It's very important when you're using these iron-on transfer pens that your design is printed as the mirror image of it, so that after you use your ink on your transfer paper and you apply it to your towel right side down, it reads properly. So very important to print your design as the mirror image of itself. Now they're also getting this London design printed properly, so not the mirror image, onto a piece of sulky stick and stitch stabilizer. So if they don't want to do the iron-on transfer method, they can do the stick and stitch method. And it'll be their choice. They'll learn both methods and then they can choose the one that they want to do for their towel. So when I say stick and stitch method, stick and stitch is a water-soluble fabric-like stabilizer that has a sticky side to it with a paper backing on it. You can run these sheets through your home printer. They are already sized for 8.5 by 11, so they fit right in your home printer, and you can print out any design that you like onto the fabric-like side. Then you will cut out your motif around the edges and apply it right side up right over the top of your towel. Then you will do your hand embroidery through all of the layers. And once that's complete, you'll wash away the stabilizer, leaving no trace of it, let it dry, and your towel is complete with just stitches to show for it. Now, when we're doing the iron-on transfer method, you will see the ink that you're applying from the pen. That will become permanent on the towel, and we will stitch over the ink. Now, sometimes it's like a blessing and a curse because some people don't want to see the ink at all. They only want to see their stitches. So for those people, I say do the stick and stitch method. But for me, my hand embroidery, let's just say, isn't, the greatest. I mean, I do a lot of hand embroidery and I really like doing it, but I'm just not the best at it. So sometimes, especially when I'm doing a satin stitch, sometimes my stitches won't be exactly stacked and you'll see a little bit of the fabric showing through. Well, when I do the iron-on transfer method, what you're going to see is a little bit of the ink showing through. So it kind of blends in to the towel a little bit better. And for me, it offers me great coverage in addition to my stitching. So I actually like doing both ways. I like the iron-on transfer. I think it's a fun, it adds some fun to the process, but I also like the stick and stitch method for other reasons, for when I don't want the ink to be shown at all. So the transfer pens come in a rainbow of colors. You can also just get them in black as well. Some people transfer all their designs using the black transfer pen, and that's entirely up to you. Now, not only are they good for hand embroidery, but they're really great for transferring pattern pieces. So if you're working on, let's say, an applique design that has a number of pieces, or even if you're doing a garment pattern, you can trace all of your pattern pieces using your iron-on transfer pen and then apply them to the fabric, heat set it, remove that paper pattern, and cut out all your pattern pieces along the lines of your transfer pens. I know, that's a pretty cool way to use them as well. All right, so everybody will be getting 2 iron-on transfer pens, 2 spools of sulky 12-weight cotton petites thread. This is what we like to use for hand work because 1 strand of this thread is equal to 2 strands of traditional embroidery floss, but we don't have to deal with separating the floss and getting the knots in the skein and all of that stuff because it comes on a spool. So it's awesome for that. Also, it's just a great thread to work with. You get great coverage with just 1 strand of the 12-weight cotton petites. So 2 pens, 2 thread spools, they'll get a hand sewing needle, they'll get a little pair of snips, they'll get the towel, they will get the stick and stitch pre-printed design, and then they will get 2 cardstock templates for the iron-on transfer method. And the reason they're getting 2 is if they happen to mess one up, they have a backup. So it's going to be pre-printed in color so that we know which part of the design to color red, which part of the design to color blue. So first what we're going to do is make sure that our towel is washed and dried and pressed. And then we want to apply some heat to the towel to make sure that it's warm because it will accept the dye a lot easier if the towel is already warm. And we're going to create our transfer. So we need to prime the iron-on transfer pens. So to do that, you want to get a piece of cardboard or a piece of cardstock, some heavier weight paper. And I suggest that you also protect your surface. So a piece of parchment, a piece of wax paper, something down so that when you're priming your pen and actually when you are transferring your design, you don't have any accidental, ink spills or splotches that come through. You also want to do that on your pressing surface as well. Make sure when you are applying the heat of your iron that you've protected your pressing surface so that none of that ink goes onto your ironing board as well. Ask me how I know this. Okay, so we need to prime the pen so that the ink starts flowing to the tip of the pen. So you'll just press down on the pen a little bit and get the ink going to the tip of the pen. Once you've done that, you can simply start coloring along your embroidery template. And this template, again, was printed on this heavier cardstock. If you are using just regular printer paper, definitely put something underneath so that you don't have any ink that goes through. If you have a heavy hand with it, or if you happen to press down, you'll get a little blob of ink. So you just want to be, careful and methodical about it, and you'll have great success. Once you've done one color, you can prime the next pen and continue along whatever design you're working on. You can switch out colors. You can do it all in black, you name it. Once you have done that and your towel is nice and warm, you're going to place your template wrong side up over the towel. So you'll decide where you want the design and then place your template wrong side up. Now we're going to apply the heat of our iron to the paper side of the template. And you do not want to iron back and forth. That's going to give you a little bit of blurry lines along what you just transferred or what you just drew with your iron-on transfer pen. So instead, you want to press your iron down, hold it for maybe about 10 seconds, lift it up, and then press it along until your entire design is transferred to the towel. How will you know if your design is transferred to the towel? Well, you'll start to see some of the ink showing on the opposite side of your paper. That's how you know the ink is kind of setting into the fabric. The great thing about these transfers in these pens is that you can actually use your template a couple of times. Obviously, it will get a little bit lighter on your subsequent transfers, but it's really great if you're working on this with a friend or your tour mates. If somebody has a really great looking transfer and you veered off of some of the lines or something like that, you could use their transfer as long as they say yes. Right after they transfer their design, you can get a couple more uses out of it. So just keep in mind that, obviously if you're using your transfer for the second time, that, you'll be able to see a little bit of the ink showing through on your paper. So again, just for safety's sake, make sure you put something between your tea towel or fabric or t-shirt, whatever you're using your pens on, and your ironing board, just to make sure nothing seeps through. You can also just lift up a corner of your template and check to see that the ink has, indeed transferred, and then you can remove the whole transfer and you're ready to go. Now at this point, you can have kind of just a stamped look on your towel, and you don't have to add any stitching at all if you want. You can just have this really cool design that you have transferred to your towel. So in that regard, you can draw whatever you want to onto your paper and transfer it. Let's say it's a t-shirt that, your kid wants to make for dad for Father's Day, and they've outlined their hand and made it into a cute little design. You can transfer it to a t-shirt, and now dad's got a special t-shirt. No sewing needed, right? That's even hard for me to say out loud because sewing is always needed. But you get the idea. You could make kind of a stamped look if you want to forego the stitching. But of course, we're not going to forego the stitching. We are going to hand embroider along all of those lines that we just transferred. And you can use one strand of thread or two, depending on the stitches that you're going to use. If you're doing a satin stitch, like along the L of London, then it's great to use 2 strands because you'll get greater coverage with 2 strands versus 1. Now, along the iconic London architecture here, you know, the London Eye, Big Ben, etc., I just did a simple back stitch along that. And then along some of the loopy areas, I did a lazy daisy stitch just so that I didn't have to take tiny, tiny little back stitches along those little loops. I could just do a lazy daisy and move along. So have fun with it, create, you know, all kinds of things using different hand stitches. If you need some hand stitching resources, we have a hand embroidery stitch guide PDF at sulky.com. You can head to the Sulky blog as well for a lot of hand stitching resources. And we also have a hand embroidery for kids YouTube series on our YouTube channel. And even if you're not a kid and you're just a kid at heart, it's a really great starter for learning hand embroidery, especially learning how to use stick and stitch and the 12-weight cotton petites for hand embroidery as well. So you can check out those snippet videos and get a really good idea for how to use the 3 basic stitches for hand embroidery. You can do a lot of designs with 3 basic stitches. You don't need to learn the gamut of hand embroidery stitches in order to make something really cool. So here you can see I have the London font done, or word, if you will. And now I'm just going to switch thread colors to do the blue portion of the design. And you can see there's a little bit of that ink that you can see inside and around my stitching. And honestly, that does not bother me. It gives it kind of a watercolory look. So I don't mind it at all. But again, if this bothers you, you can do the stick and stitch method, and all you will see is your beautiful thread work. So just move through the design, go to your next thread color. This is the back stitch I was talking about that I'm doing along the design lines. And then you have your pretty finished London tea towel, or of course, using any design of your choice. So I think that this makes a really cute little keepsake gift. Hopefully everybody on the tour feels the same. And we have, you know, a bonus project as well that I hope that they will enjoy, that will be a little bit even more commemorative of London and take us into the holidays too. So hopefully everybody enjoys their London tea towel. I can report back next week when I am back in the States, and I'll let you know how it all goes. All right. I also want to make sure everybody's ready for New Year's Eve. I know a number of you have told me in the past that you're already registered and ready to go. But December 1st is the cutoff for making sure that your kit from Sally Tomato arrives in time. Now, if you're not purchasing a kit for the event, that's okay too, because with purchase of your event, you will get the pattern and the entire embroidery design collection that we will be working on during the sew-along. This is a 4-hour sew-along event starting at noon Eastern time on New Year's Eve. Now, if 4 hours is too long of a commitment for you, or you don't want to sew along with everybody else on that day, as long as you've registered for the event, you can access the pattern, the embroidery collection, and the full video of our live stream at any time once the event ends. So if you're busy on New Year's Eve, you can make this on New Year's Day with the help of myself for the embroidery and Sally Tomato's own Jessica Barrera taking you through the Veronica bag from start to finish. So if you've joined us for New Year's Eve in the past, you know what a great party it is. And if you haven't, I highly encourage you to register and see what all the fuss is about. It's a really fun time, and we have lots of door prizes to give away during this event too. So be sure to register and join us on New Year's Eve. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you are inspired to grab up your self-care mystery box, because we all deserve a little bit of self-care. And I think you'll really enjoy the projects that are included with the box, the fabrics that are included with the box, the threads, the gifties, everything that's in this box to make it our mega, mega mystery box. And yes, it's only available while supplies last. For $49.99, you will get over $69 in full-size products to stock your sewing room for the new year and beyond. I can't wait for you to see what's inside. All right, so grab up your mystery boxes, fill those carts, and have a great rest of your day.